Hey, did you know that Two Girls Shooting the Shit is on Instagram and Facebook? We'd love to hear your feedback, episode suggestions, or just chat with you about life. So follow, comment, and share.
And I feel like if a whole first grade class could get shot up and murdered and nothing changed, it's kind of like, what expectations do we have? I mean, they killed kids my kids' age. Like I couldn't even imagine.
How many?
I think it was 26, including the teacher. A whole damn class of babies.
Hey.
Hey Mo, how are you doing? Girl, really?
I don't even.
You were in that bright yellow.
Yes.
That's cute.
You got to be the change. You want to
be the sunshine in a cloudy day.
Right. Exactly. I am trying. I am definitely depleted ego. Definitely in the animal stage. Just feeling like
survival mode.
Arr.
Dang, rough.
Oh, R.I.P.
I don't know why. Oh Lordy. So what's new? What's good? What's going on?
On my period. So I think that's really,
That's me in 2 days.
Ugh.
According to my app.
So my iron is low.
Gotta take that iron.
Yeah.
Well, you're vegan too, right? So you don't get enough iron, right? Isn't that what people say to you? Ugh.
I'm black.
Get your iron.
It's a black people thing too. A lot of black people are
anemic. I'm anemic. But so you're in a whole mood.
Yeah, I'm just in a mood. I'm in a why me mood, and then I'm in a gratitude mood.
Girl,
you
are all over the place.
I am all over the place. What about you?
Well, I've got a full house. My in-laws came down to visit.
Is Uncle Jesse up in there?
Uncle Jesse. No, but I have my in-laws are here visiting, which is nice. They haven't been down here in a while, so since Christmas, I think.
Oh.
Pandemic business. So it's a full house, which means there's lots of people to watch the kids and stuff. So I've just been catching up on news and writing blogs and trying to figure out what to do with my life.
Fun.
And we've been pushing off a certain topic for a while, but I think, it's timely and it's one of those things where it's like every time there's a mass shooting, afterwards, people want to say, now's not the time to talk about reform. Now's not the time to talk about policy. But if that's not the time, then when do you talk? So it's kind of like, even though you're not ready for it or you don't feel it, some things need to be addressed. Yeah. So I feel like maybe we don't have to get too deep, but I feel like there's a lot going on right now that's
funky.
Yeah, maybe it's a mental health thing we're talking about because there's too much going on. It's too much, like all of it.
It's too
Shootings,
much.
Deaths, trials, protesting. I told you earlier I was in my feelings, like I was like tearing up. Huh?
Human monkey embryos.
Excuse me.
I sent you the link. That was the link I sent, the NPR or BBC.
Human monkey embryos.
Yes.
Okay, I must have missed that link because I don't know what the hell you're talking
about. Beam me the fuck up. Beam me up. I'm out. Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Are they transplanting? Like trans species?
It's called something.
Surrogacy or something?
It has.
Girl, it's
for testing or something like that. But
that's bullshit of the day. That right there is bullshit of the day.
Right, exactly. Bullshit of the day. Bam, 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 bam. Monkey embryos containing human cells have been made in a laboratory, a study has confirmed. The research by a US-Chinese team has sparked fresh debate into the ethics of such experiments. The scientists injected human stem cells, cells that have the ability to develop into many different body tissues, into, I don't even know how to pronounce this, macaque? Macaque, I don't know how to pronounce it, embryos. The developing embryos were studied for up to 20 days. Other so-called mixed species embryos or chimeras have been produced in the past, with human cells implanted into sheep and pig embryos. The scientists were led by Professor Juan Carlos Pissu Belmonte of the Salk Institute. It is Pissu. It's definitely Pissu. Pissu on the human race. Who in 2017 helped make the first human pig hybrid.
How does that look like? And can we eat it? Is that cannibalism?
I think they're going to test it out.
To see if it, like, I mean, is there like a pig human walking around?
There probably is. That's probably what Trump is.
Girl, you know what this reminds me of? I remember being like 7 or 8 at the grocery store. So this is like the 80s, right? And they had National Enquirer you know, those little like tabloid, like way back when like tabloids were really tabloids. And I remember seeing there was always a story about a woman who had sex with a dog and had a dog baby. And this is what it's reminding me of. Like it was like part human, like it was a human teen wolf looking hairy baby. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
And they finna take over. Super race or something. I had all this racism and then the super race came. And then we all, that's what's going to happen. We should write a movie.
Girl, you are forever talking about a movie. Chimera or Chimera? I think it's Chimera, but what do I know?
So they turn into human monkeys and they take over. The only way to beat them is by all of the races uniting in one force against
this is like Planet of the Apes, girl. They did this already several times.
Oh, dang. They talked about racism in it, though. It was
there was some of that.
How?
Girl, put that on the list. Planet of the Apes, all of them. You need to watch that after you're done with Schitt's Creek. Girl.
Shootings.
I can't even. Okay, so I'm like watching the news, trying to, be informed or whatever. And every news outlet that I turn to, everything I've read online says that there's been over 50 mass shootings in the last month. 50. And they showed a map and it's like everywhere in the United States, except for California. So.
Is this a protest? Is this some kind of protest, some kind of organized thing?
The shootings? No. And a lot of them are like, they're killing children. Like somebody shot up just this weekend. They highlighted like 3 mass shootings. And one of them was in some rural part or like a suburb of New Orleans. And they shot up a 12-year-old's birthday party. Like, what are people doing?
The ego. It's the ego. Ego's out of control. Very messed up. People living in that animal sense, that animal stage.
I don't understand what type of circumstances can arise for you to want to shoot up people you don't know, or even people you do know, but I'm picturing Rambo here.
Because they feel like a victim. That's the lowest vibration, is a victim mentality. It's the lowest of the victim mentality. They feel like such a victim. They don't see it like that. They feel like who is a vigilante, like they feel like that. Oh, you cheated on me, or you did, like stupid stuff like that. That's how they're thinking in their head. Or you made me embarrassed. Like we were talking about that Boys Don't Cry movie or whatever.
Oh gosh.
Or that, and then everybody else is like a innocent bystander.
I just don't understand this need for revenge. Like if you feel you've been wronged, why do you feel like you need to spread that pain? It's like it's too much for you to bear that you need to spread it out to everybody, and you don't care who. This is kind of coinciding with all of the police and Black Lives Matter stuff. All of this is coming at me at one time, and it's too much to emotionally process. And I'm scared that it's happening so frequently that people are becoming more and more numb to it. Like it's just what we have to do, a new thing we have to deal with. And it's sad when it no longer has meaning or it's not important because it happens so frequently. And it's just, it's like, you can't go anywhere. I mean, where are you safe?
Well, that would be a fun improv. I mean, unfortunately, but you need the satire where like people, they're sitting there shooting people and stuff, and you're just walking over on your phone because people don't care. Like it's
like you don't even look. Yeah, you don't even look over or notice. You duck as you walk by. Excuse me. Thank you.
Like we have our own personal problems, we have these micro problems, and we have these macro problems, and they just seem to be increasing every day. Like what's next? I'm like let's just look. I'm sure something that crazy has happened.
Well, here's one thing that I really can't wrap my brain around is how anybody whatever race, whatever political leanings, whatever location you live in, how you can hear about these shootings and not, again, it comes down to caring, like not care because you need to have your guns. And I hate that this is always framed as a Second Amendment rights issue when this is legitimately a crisis in this country. Like people, sure, you have a right to bear arms. Sure. I don't know that I fully agree with the interpretation of that amendment and how it's been applied. But if you as a gun owner can't acknowledge there is a problem with guns, do you hear these children? Yes. If you can't acknowledge that there's a problem with guns and have a legitimate, productive conversation on how we can protect our children at the very least when they go to school, on how, they're putting the responsibility and the onus on potential victims.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like saying, hey, woman, you're going to get raped. So here's what you do when you're about to get raped, because it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I can't stop it. I can't tell people that they should learn how to respect women and treat people with respect.
But why is it not like this in other countries?
Because I feel like it's a cultural thing. It's ready access to killing weapons, killing machines. I would like to know what other countries have rights to guns the way that we have expanded on our Second Amendment right. Where?
Australia?
They took the guns back.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, I'm out of the game.
I don't remember. They had a whole buyback program. Take the guns back. No guns. And you know what? Their murder rate went down significantly.
Wow.
The argument is always, and I'm not saying take the guns away. That's not, I don't think that's the solution.
Although it would be, suicides plummeted.
Although that would be a solution, you take away the means by which people are killing each other and themselves, and they're going to either have to find new means to do it, and usually those other means are less fatal. I was talking to my husband about what would happen. There was a person running around Oakland Airport a couple of weeks ago with a knife. And I had just dropped my parents off at the airport.
Oh, no. So
it was kind of a concern, but he and I were kind of going back and forth about, I'll take my chances with a knife. If it was a gun, it's a whole different circumstance. And I'm like, that's exactly the point. If somebody is unstable and they're going to act up, I'd much rather them have no access to a gun and have a knife, a whatever. I mean, whatever else, I take my chances with whatever else.
No, it's bombs. Like, I don't want that.
Oh, well, no. But here's the argument. The argument is always, well, people are going to get them illegally if they want to. And the thing is, most of these shootings are happening with legally owned guns. Yeah,
because you can just walk into Walmart and get a gun.
Yeah. All these, whatever, the shooter drills in schools make my stomach turn. The idea that like I cannot go to the movies. Like, I have a really hard time with that. I cannot sit in a movie. After Aurora, like, I was really messed up. And I remember being in DC.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was like, why? COVID? Oh,
I can't. Well, I mean, yeah, I physically cannot now because they're not open, but it's just a fear.
That one is like, you don't even see it coming. Like, you can kind of see something walking around, but
in a movie theater, you're all sitting ducks.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't get out because you got to go down to get out.
Yep.
It's bad. It's really bad. I don't know. And I feel like if a whole first grade class could get shot up and murdered and nothing changed, it's kind of like, what expectations do we have? I mean, they killed kids my kids' age. Like, I couldn't even imagine.
How many?
I think it was 26, including the teacher. A whole damn class of babies.
Sometimes I wonder
what
stuff is a project, and then like 30 years from now, it'll be like on page 30 in the bottom. Oh yeah. Just like all these other projects that they've had in the past that, like, oh yeah, we just, drugs.
Some kind of social experiment. Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know, but I feel like there's a huge population of people in this country who have more respect and more loyalty to what their interpretation of the Second Amendment is than to other human beings.
Oh, yeah. Because other people don't matter. We matter. I matter. That's the American way. I matter. I feel like this is a symbol. The United States is a symbol of man's destruction when he is in the ego, because that's all it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just feel like it's just people who are in that victim vibration and they don't care. They literally don't care. In their brains, they don't care. And it's just a joke. Like I think about this, like in court cases, sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, they didn't show remorse," and then like I'm like, "Okay, so now you want people to pretend like they have remorse?" And so it becomes an acting contest. Who can trick me into thinking they have remorse? Like
I'm just tired of it.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired in general, but I'm just tired.
I'm not, don't call anybody. I'm not suicidal. I'm just done.
I
I'm
wonder what
positive. I try to be positive, but how much, how much farther do I have to put my head into the sand?
I feel like that's the only way to escape this.
It's the only
is to
way.
Unplug, turn everything off,
Yep.
and just live in your bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so much. I can't even. I remember just growing up. I mean, I was trying to take notes and think about stuff when I was watching the Chauvin trial.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about Rodney King.
Yeah.
And that was
April 29th.
I mean, I was like 11. Oh, that was the riots. That's when the verdict came out, right? Mm-hmm. April 29th. I remember because of Sublime, 1992.
Oh yeah, I remember because of
April 29th, 1992.
I remember it because of Ice Cube. April 29th brought power to the people.
Oh yeah, okay. See, I'm an LBC girl, so it was Sublime. I was like 11, like 91, I think is when he was beat, and it was just such a, oh my God, and maybe because somebody had recorded it. Again, here we have like a recording. This was one of the first times something like that had happened.
Wailing on him. Ooh.
I mean, but you want to know, I listened to some commentary after the closing arguments today, and it's interesting how nothing has changed, because the same language, the same rhetoric that was spoken in the trial this past week, the week before, was superhuman strength. This is what they say about Black people: superhuman strength. He's gonna rise up and do, and it's like,
are you familiar with the
I mean, we're magic, right? But
okay, you are.
What is going on? Yeah, like what's like
I'm like, what power do you possess? And it's until we find out, until we lose this self-hatred that we have and find out that strong power that everybody
Wakanda forever, baby. That's what that is.
I don't think that was a joke.
That's potential. That's a story about potential. If we can climb our way out of this,
but no, we're sitting
place that we're complacent in,
shooting each other and calling each other six, average at best.
Girl, you're tripping. But in talking to my dad was like, why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of me? Like, if you're afraid of Black people, you can't be a cop. If you've got some sort of, this is the inherent bias part, right?
Did you see that?
But if you're,
It said, don't be a cop if you want to be a scary ass, or something like somebody.
I love that.
I'll send it
to you. But it seems like they're very afraid of people of color. And it's like, why? Like, why are you, what?
Why is that? Okay, so this is not anything to do with cops or shooting, but it's just about being what I interpreted, right? Because I hate when people say right without qualifying.
Saying something. Yeah, right.
So,
okay, go ahead.
Right?
I didn't even do that on purpose.
Right? Right? Because there, just like sub language or whatever. Anyway.
We lit up in here.
Up in here. And it's only Monday. What were we talking about?
Right? It's not. You're gonna make me pee my pants. I've had 3 babies. Don't make me laugh. You said it wasn't about police shootings or shootings or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then you didn't go on.
So I lived in the hood, like before. My old neighborhood was way in the hood, not way in the hood, but like, a couple stops into it. I lived in an elevator building. There were several times where the elevator opened and a white person jumped. And I'm like, what the hell?
Scared of you. Dang.
I was offended. I'm like, y'all jumping? Like,
jump. Not like that though, right?
Yeah. Like, no, I don't have any proof, but it's just interesting because other people didn't. And so.
My kids are wild. I don't know if you can hear all this. Lord.
I can't hear like here or there.
Oh, I didn't say earlier though. Like, I mean, I texted you about it, but I thought it was something beautiful when I was looking at the TV and they have all these people in Minnesota in the
Oh, the
streets
tribal,
with
yeah.
signs. Yes, and they were indigenous people there in full like tribal dress,
The
protesting
unity.
alongside. Yeah, I mean, that's the
Like to
one
see
thing
it.
about this that is positive, is that people are coming together. And
Mhm.
even, whatever you think about the protesters, I have a feeling that people who listen to our podcast can empathize, sympathize, support what these people are protesting. But if you can't, the idea that all these different types of people, because even like if you think back to the OJ trial, which I'm not making a comment about the actual trial, but it was very split support down racial lines. I mean, it was very like, white people had their opinion, black people had
Yeah.
their opinion on who they, but
I
now it
forget
seems,
that.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's still a split now, but you see a lot more coming together of people across the spectrum, different backgrounds, different races, different everything, to support life, to support freedom and safety.
Like, why is it that this scare? You know why? Because who's benefiting? Like, who benefits from these types of things? That's always when something's wrong, and especially something that's been wrong for a long time and there's no solution. I always wonder who benefits from it. And then there you go to find the problem.
Well, are you talking about race in general? Are you talking about police brutality and
Definitely police
policing?
brutality. Like who's benefiting from that?
I don't even know.
Right?
Like, I can't even, like, how is it good? It's never a good look to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it making money for somebody? Is it doing anything? Are they selling body parts in the black market? Like, I was kidding.
well, part of my conspiracy theory self, I think a little views rubbed off on me, was like, I watch a lot of like crime TV and stuff like that too. So maybe what if there's like some kind of brotherhood that we don't know about, or there's some kind of a,
Well, there definitely
you
is
know,
a brotherhood you don't know about.
I mean, there's a lot of, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but it's like where these killings mean something,
That's what
like
I'm
it's
saying. Yeah.
scorekeeping or initiation even of these police.
Mhm.
I mean, I've been watching quite a bit of news, and I took a long time away, but during this trial, I really enjoy watching trials or whatever, but just been
Yep.
thinking about it, and it's Dante, right? How do you mistake the two weapons? I don't understand that.
Yeah. There was,
Especially because they look different.
yeah.
You've been on the force for 26 years. How am I to believe that you made this mistake?
And
It's not even a
the fact that she yelled it,
taser as she's looking at a gun.
shading, seemed like she was doing it. Say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna look crazy, y'all. We gonna pop this fool. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna be in Barbados." Well, yeah.
Or just a lot of it was pointed out to me today that the shooter in Boulder wasn't killed. The shooter in Boulder was shot in the leg and taken into custody. If you can shoot in the leg, if you can shoot
Hasn't
but
that been,
not shoot to kill,
what do they say? Why do they say they always shoot to kill? Like, I don't even know why.
I don't know why they do that.
And I also want
Or
to know what
even
are
or
the stats.
even with a taser, I don't think you're supposed to shoot in the chest the way she did.
I also
I,
want
I
to know
don't. I,
the stats of like how many white people they're killing too.
oh shoot! I think I wrote it down somewhere. Since March 29th, which is the start of the Chauvin trial, there have been 64 killings by police officers.
What's the racial demographic?
I don't know. I don't have that. But there's been 64 killings, some of them children.
64.
64 since March
And just
29th.
like, and for me,
Less than a month.
sometimes, if somebody is holding his wife hostage or something like that, you gotta go. But it's like, if you're serving a warrant
for a nonviolent crime.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with George Floyd though. It was, I think you had a counterfeit $20 bill.
Yeah, it was counterfeit.
Was he supposed to die for that?
Because I feel like there's an unwritten law or a very hidden law that our lives are like. I would love to get my hands on what's that not an auditor, actuary. So actuaries put a value to everything.
For insurance or for everything, yeah.
And so I'm like, so what is the value of a Black person?
I think it depends on location. I think it absolutely depends on your location. I mean, those are all the factors they would consider anyways: your location, health, sex, all that stuff, occupation.
Let me see.
The one thing too about this trial that's really been hard and I feel like I'm in no way related to I don't know him personally. I wasn't there, you know, so I can only imagine for the people who did know him or who were watching, because there were quite a few people who had witnessed this. Was when they first released the video, you saw a portion of it. You didn't see from all the angles, you didn't hear the audio. And these people, these bystanders were yelling, he's non-responsive. You can get it. Like, I don't know what kind of person it takes to hear everybody pleading for somebody else's life and you just dig in harder.
Yeah, and you've done it before.
Like people, even the paramedics, it came to a point where the paramedics showed up and said, please get off him. And he didn't. What are you doing at that point?
Your ego is high. Ooh, you're the man. You're about to take somebody else's life, and that, ooh, you feel like a god. And that's what he
over a fake $20 bill.
Yep. Because he knows that N-word, in his words, isn't worth a fake $20.
Did he use that?
No, that's not.
Oh, I'm like, oh my gosh. That's like some, that was like the Rodney King stuff. What was that guy's name?
Oh, I forgot. I used to know it all the time. Didn't he become, no, that was the Mayor Garcetti. I don't remember.
I feel like it begins with an F.
Let's see. That's an easy look up. Ooh.
There's an F somewhere.
Stacey Coombe, Lawrence Proud, Timothy Wynn, Theodore Brazil.
Mark Furman, detective.
Mark Furman. Was the detective, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Who cares?
He was such a scam.
But who would think then, in 91, 92, you know, how upset, and we were children. I lived there. I remember the riots. I remember seeing places I've been with my family, whatever, burned down. I mean, it was like, you could see the emotion, you know what I mean? Like it was a visual representation of the hurt that people were feeling, and just some ignorant people trying to get TVs and shit. Yeah. But to see that, and then to think, what is it, 30 years later? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, how old am I? 30 years later, same shit, but more of it. Mm-hmm. Everywhere. Ferguson, here we got
now Minnesota. You can watch it live and up close on HD TV. Like, disgusting.
And they'll record it for you. You watch it, you know.
I feel
the news will show it to you.
I feel like it's like some masses of people must get off on this, because if you think about it, look at all of the Black people who win Oscars. It's always for playing some kind of slave or servant. Why can't we? Somebody even said that why is our trauma always what everyone wants to see? They always want us to see it be a slave and always reward that, and so, you know, we want to have careers and everything too, so we'll play the slave. But why don't we?
I think because we still are at a point where we need to acknowledge that you cannot it's not believable to see people of color in other roles. So if you have like, and this, you know, as a person of color, it hits me too. If I'm watching a movie and there's a Black president in the movie, this is pre-Obama, whatever, even now, it feels like this ain't real. You know what I mean?
Like, you know what? Realistic. Okay, example, I met this guy, right? And he had his own company.
Hey.
Like, he's like white passing. And so I was like telling people, I was like, yo, he's mixed, yo. And they'd be like, no way. And so then I had to do PIMO and be like, here you go. And then they were like, oh, wow, you're right. And it's like, why is that so hard for you to believe?
That he was Black?
Half, you know, like.
Or like, why did they care? Or like, why was it? Here's a question I have. And maybe this will be a good one for an Instagram Live or for like a greater discussion, is what's the goal here? Like, what is the goal? Are we trying to get to a point where there is no race, right? Like we don't categorize it, because I think inherently, yeah, but categorizing and placing people in boxes is inherently assigning some sort. I feel like there's always an assignment of value, right? Or a ranking, right? Like, it's not just like we're all in equal corrals and just separated. There's, you know,
I mean, some of it is
right.
Natural, like play.
So
like
is the
talking about escape room?
Yeah, some people are, yeah, sure, but that's more individual. I feel like you can't assign those characteristics like leadership, intelligence, whatever, to an entire class of people because they have the same color skin.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Girl, take me away.
Right? I'm telling you, we in
Any
hell.
flights to
This
Philly?
is
Shoot,
hell.
what's this? What's the flight? Where's the? But what is the end goal?
Earth is ghetto.
Earth is ghetto. Can we? Have you seen the movie Promising Young Woman?
Mm-mm.
Please watch that. It's
Okay.
nominated for an Oscar.
What's it about?
Okay, so there's this woman. She's not a girl. She's a woman. She works at a coffee shop. My kids, man. She works at a coffee shop, and she's got this list. She goes out every night to clubs and to bars, and she acts. She's completely sober, but she acts like she is like pass out, fall out drunk. But she just be sitting there like falling over and slurring her speech and stuff until a nice guy, I say that in quotes, comes up to see if they can help her. Oh, can I help you? Do you want to ride home? Can I blah, blah, blah? They all like 100% go to help her and try to date rape her or like, whatever, or just, try to rape her. And then, when they're about to go too far, whatever, she goes, excuse me, what are you doing? And she's very sober faced, and she's teaching lessons basically
That's
to these
scary. Does
men.
she have a bike? Oh, I guess they're recording it. So yeah, I'm like,
This isn't real. It's a movie, girl.
oh, I was like, dang, did she need a bodyguard?
No, but this is up for an
Like not a
Academy
doctor.
Award.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
And
okay.
then you find out, see, I'm sitting here telling the whole story. People ain't seen it. But the reason she's doing this is because she had a close friend of hers get like gang raped
Yeah.
in med school. And so she's trying to hold people to account, and she's trying to like make right this wrong because nobody believed her friend. Nobody.
Unhealed. Oh my God.
What is we gonna do?
I have no idea. Just keep on keeping on. That's all you can do. Manifest.
Bro, I thought I was gonna die last night.
Why?
So Saturday was a date night,
Yeah.
and my husband was like, "Let's go on a hike. That'll be our date, right?"
Aw,
He packed a picnic. It was
that
a
is so
nice gesture.
cute.
I was not feeling it. I love a picnic too, girl. I love a picnic. Like we could be in the middle of a parking lot. You put a blanket down, and we having a picnic. I am for it.
Love
Okay,
it.
that is like
So
my
cute.
favorite.
Yeah.
So he packed all the stuff. Got like some cheese and little cans of wine. Like we were ready to go.
Love it.
But this where I live is very hilly. It wasn't like we were just walking through the wilderness. We were trekking up like what legit felt like 45-degree in like steep whatever, to the point where he was behind me pushing my butt to get up the thing,
Aw.
right? So I'm sore and my hip keeps giving out. So last night he got the heating pad for me and hooked me up,
Aw.
and then I passed out. I woke up in the middle of the night, freaked the hell out. I thought I was on fire. The heating pad was still on, and I was like, what is happening? I was like so paranoid. I thought I was gonna die. My whole butt was burnt. Like I felt like I was just burning up. Burning up.
How can we
My
live
heart is
when the butts are burning?
Yeah.
Oh, that
These
baby can
kids.
sing. Who was that?
Nobody was singing.
Or
Screaming, you mean?
the way they screamed was beautiful. It sounded like
Okay, well, I'll record it for you and play and call you at random times and just play it in your sleep. We'll see what happens.
I would love it. Does that make me a masochist?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, that's for shots, not well, I guess some people sip, I don't know.
Well, Fireball, it's good. Like it's so sweet. But my lips are chapped, so it's really killing me right now. Bop.
Oh, singing always makes you, raises that vibration.
Does it now?
Yeah, I just haven't been able to meditate lately. I haven't been able to be still and like in my peace and just be. I haven't been mindful.
That's very hard to do.
It's so hard.
To quiet the mind. It's
Yeah.
very hard.
I feel like the only time I'm able to do that is when I have nothing else to do. Like if I have a long weekend or something, like that middle day, I'll be like, and it just like get in that flow, and I'm like, oh, it feels so good.
You know what's crazy is I posted something on my personal Instagram about like, please give me ideas on guided meditations and stuff. And one of my friends from like elementary school, this is amazing to see how people have grown and what people are embracing and what people are doing. Because prior to this whole conversation, this podcast, whatever, I was really kind of not aware that people were doing a lot of this self-discovery and meditation and really just waking up, like I was, but she recommended something, and so I listened to it. And it's kind of, meditating can be scary too, in the sense that like you clear your mind and then you just let whatever wash over you.
Exactly.
And the whatever that's washing over you, it was a manifestation meditation, and it was like, what do you want your life to be, and let that come to you. And it was just weird because I'm very much in a place where
Ooh,
it's
you
like,
want me
what
to
do
read
I
your
want to
cards,
do?
girl?
I'm scared of that. What if
Oh.
it's like, you gonna die tomorrow? I'm getting that COVID vaccine on Wednesday.
No, it's
I
never
got.
like that.
Okay, then go ahead, girl. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do
Read
it.
my
It's been
cards.
pretty
Read,
spot on.
read
I sent
my
you the one. It's been
cards.
pretty. How accurate can that be? Let me stop.
Monique is going to read my cards. I'm scared of all this stuff. I'm scared of psychics. I'm scared of tarot cards. I'm scared of the voodoo.
I'm not scared of it
The
anymore.
black magic.
I'm not scared of it anymore because what I realize what it is it's kind of like ego work. That's all it is. So you kind of project whatever you want, right? Everybody can project something, can find some kind of meaning in anything. And so it just it helps you. It's like a mental health thing, kind of helps you work out your stuff. So you make it relatable to you. You do it, you know?
You do. You.
Okay, tell me how you want to cut it.
I mean, just cut it for me.
Cut it. Okay, this is a faith. Okay, now tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, this is the past or underlying. Okay.
Stop.
Okay. Ooh.
See, this girl right here got me dying, y'all. She said, "Oh, it don't happen like that," and she said, "Oh Lord."
Okay. Wait. Tell me. Oh wait, I'm not.
Stop. Just stop.
Okay. Ooh, yes. Okay. So I don't know any of these. So I'll let you.
So you don't know what you're doing?
I gotta take a picture. Oh my god.
Oh,
I don't even know what these mean, but you can like go along with me. Oh, that was funny. Okay.
Was it though?
So that middle one, that's why I was like, what the hell?
Are you gonna read them to me or what?
Did you look? I sent it to you. Right? I'm looking like poltergeist.
Okay, please tell me what's going on. Stop. I don't even know what these cards
Okay.
mean.
So your first one is the reverse Eight of Cups. So that means trying one more time, indecision, aimless drifting, and walking away.
That's my past.
Yes. And you got it reversed. Reversed Eight of Cups. The reversed Eight of Cups raises the question, do I stay or do I go? You may be caught between walking away from a disappointing situation or trying one last time to make things better. But the real question is, can the circumstances improve or is it a lost cause? And then we go to Five of Cups.
This is the one that had you laughing and like, oh.
Okay, yeah, that was just a bad representation. Okay, if you Google it, you'll see a much prettier version. Okay, that was just bad. That artwork was so bad. Okay, Five of Cups, upright, regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism. Okay, see, I told you that was bad. The Five of Cups shows a man in a long black cloak looking down on 3 cups that have been knocked over, symbolic of his disappointments and failures. Behind him stand 2 cups representing new opportunities and potential. But because he is so fixed on his losses, the overturned cups, he misses the opportunities available to him. In the background, a bridge crosses a large flowing river and leads to the security of the castle or home on the opposite side of the riverbank. If only he can move from the overturned cups, the bridge is a message to build the bridge and get over it. This is on Biddy Tarot, by the way.
What's this last one?
The Empress. Ooh, it's upright, girl. Upright. Femininity, beauty, nature, nurturing, abundance. The Empress is a beautiful, full-figured woman with blonde hair and a peaceful aura about her. On her head, she wears a crown of 12 stars, showing her connection with the mystical realm and the cycles of the natural world, the 12 months of the year and 12 planets. Her robe is patterned with pomegranates, symbolic of fertility, and sits upon a luxurious array of cushions and flowing red velvet. One cushion features the symbol of Venus, the planet of love, creativity, fertility, beauty, and grace, the essence of the empress. In a more literal sense, you may step into the role of mother, perhaps of the mother of a newborn, ooh,
No,
caretaker,
girl.
caretaker of people's children, or spending more quality time with your kids. The empress can suggest pregnancy or birth. This may mean an actual pregnancy or birth or a metaphorical birth of a new idea or project. Bring your creative ideas into being by nurturing them and supporting their growth. Allow the designs and their manifestation to flow through you, acting with compassion and love.
Cool. So we went from talking about mass shootings and periods to tarot cards, girl.
Mess.
Empress. That's my new name. Emily the Empress.
I love
What? Empress Emily. I love.
EE.
So, I mean, I guess we can end on the tarot cards.
I guess. Some hope for the future.
I'll get you something to eat and something to drink.
All right, girl.
Love you. Bye.
Okay.